John Wesley's principles on money are instructive. His rule to give all you can and never extended to a loan all you can. Giving and loaning are distinct operations. Giving expects nothing in return. Loaning expects repayment. Loaning to family creates a contract that love cannot enforce, a contradiction that destroys relationships. The rule is clear. If you cannot afford to give it as a gift, you cannot loan it. Solomon's refusal was grounded in stewardship. He understood that every resource belongs to God, and he acted as a manager, not an owner. Decisions about giving were always filtered through this lens. When family members request money, you are not deciding whether to give your money. You are deciding whether to give what God entrusted to you. A view. That requires discernment, not emotion. Separating charity from financial responsibility is like surgery. Charity covers emergencies, medical bills, or true acts of kindness. But financial responsibility demands saying no to patterns of poor choices. Refusing to fund a lifestyle that cannot be sustained, declining to pay debt accrued through irresponsibility, or refusing to enable repeated mistakes protects both your wealth and theirs. Benjamin Graham defined speculation as investing without analyzing fundamentals. Loaning to family is pure speculation. You hope they repay without verifying their ability to do so. Emotion is never a sound investment thesis. So how do you say no without destroying relationships? Tell the truth. Speak from love. I love you, but I cannot enable the choices that brought you here. I will help you build a plan, but I will not fund the problem. Prudence is not cowardice. It is applied wisdom. Sometimes love requires letting someone face the consequences of their actions so they learn to make better decisions. Most family fractures occur not from refusal, but from ill-advised approval. The loan creates the wound. Refusal would have caused temporary discomfort, but preserved the relationship. Saying no is not rejection. It is refusing to perpetuate dysfunction. Anger, accusations, and disappointment are not your responsibility. Charlie Munger emphasized that avoiding stupidity is more important than chasing brilliance. Loaning to family who cannot repay is stupidity in disguise. Billy Graham reminded us that God gave two hands, one to receive and one to give. He never said to loan what cannot be lost. The practical application is simple. Establish the boundary now. Decide with your spouse or co-guardian what can be given as a gift and what will never be loaned. When the request comes, respond with love and firmness. I cannot loan you this, but I can help you create a plan. If pushback occurs, hold the line. Temporary discomfort is preferable to long-term destruction. C.S. Lewis called this a cruelty that is kind. Refusing to enable is the most loving action you can take. The wisdom of stewardship extends beyond the immediate family. It shapes the legacy you leave behind. Protecting what God entrusted to you ensures that your children learn responsibility instead of dependence. Sir John Templeton advised that the greatest investment you can make is in character. Teaching others to build character sometimes requires saying no, even to people you love. Boundaries are not cruelty. They are clarity. They protect resources so that they fulfill their intended purpose. Your family does not need your money as much as they need your wisdom, and wisdom sometimes demands refusal. Implementing this begins with clarity and communication. Establish the limits before requests arrive. Decide what is a gift and what will never be loaned. When the request comes, answer firmly and lovingly, offering guidance instead of funds. Encourage budgeting, sacrifice, and delayed gratification. Teach your family to fish rather than handing them the fish. If they refuse to learn, let natural consequences take their course. Hunger, disappointment, or failure are lessons money cannot buy. The greatest investment is character development. Saying no is part of that investment. Boundaries are essential for preserving both relationships and legacy. They ensure that stewardship is honored and that resources are used wisely. Protecting what has been entrusted to you is obedience, not selfishness. Enabling dysfunction is never love, it is malpractice. Courage is required to enforce these principles, but courage brings peace, resolve, and the power to safeguard what matters. Your clarity allows others to grow through responsibility, not dependency. Teaching financial accountability is an act of love that transcends temporary discomfort. Finally, prayer reinforces this principle. Align your heart and mind, acknowledging the weight of responsibility. Father, thank you for the clarity that cuts through guilt and false compassion. Grant courage to establish boundaries with family, wisdom to separate charity from enabling, and strength to say no when necessary. Teach that protecting resources is obedience, not selfishness, and that refusing to perpetuate dysfunction is an act of love. Provide peace amidst accusations and resolve under pressure. May stewardship be honored, and may children learn responsibility rather than dependence. Amen. The courage to love sometimes demands saying no, and that no can be the answer that ultimately saves both your legacy and those you care about. Stand firm.